Hey, Lighting, have you heard?
Tim Kaniskis is back. Oh, no, I'm supposed to say no, right? No?
So you have heard.
I mean, no.
The Truck Show. We're gonna show you what we know. We're gonna answer what the truck. 'Cause truck rhymes with the Truck Show. We have the lifted, we have the lowered, and everything in between. We'll talk about trucks that run on diesel and the ones that run on gasoline. The Truck Show, the Truck Show, the Truck Show. Whoa, whoa.
It's the Truck Show with your hosts, Lightning and Holman.
This episode of the Truck Show podcast, Have You Heard?, is proudly presented by Nissan. Nissan has a truck for every need, along with the legendary Nissan durability. Test drive your next truck at a local Nissan dealer today, or point your browser to nissanusa.com, where you can use the build and price tool to configure a Nissan truck that fits your lifestyle.
And when you're thinking about adding power or improving fuel economy, Banks has over 65 years of experience. Whether it's cold air intakes or exhaust systems, tuning, throttle control, charge air cooling, lubrication components, and much more, no one offers smarter, safer, 50-state emissions-compliant performance parts than Gale Banks. You'll find the best engineered parts for your truck at bankspower.com.
And when you're looking for quality, full synthetic lubrication for your truck, AMSOIL has you covered with motor oil, lubricants and protectants, grease, additives, and more. AMSOIL synthetic lubricants deliver wear protection, engine cleanliness, and fuel efficiency that conventional oils simply can't match. Find out how AMSOIL synthetic lubricants can save you money and time by helping your vehicles run better and last longer than with conventional oils at AMSOIL.com. When it comes to lubrication, AMSOIL is the leader in synthetics.
There has never been a better time to buy a retractable bed cover at EGRUSA.com. EGR just kicked off a huge sale. You can get up to 30% off plus a rebate of $250 on all manual roll-track bed covers. Let me say that again. You can save up to 30% off the best roll-top tonneau cover on the market, the Roll-Track. Plus, get an additional $250 rebate. Hit their online store today at EGRUSA.com.
Hey, Lightning. I bet you heard this one.
No.
I guess not. What you got?
Man, there's so much news coming out of the Stellantis camp this week. We had the sudden departure of Stellantis CEO Carlos Tavares.
Oh, wait, listen to the fans. Okay.
And there are a number of people that, now that he's gone, are coming out of the woodwork. And they're dropping little quotes into the automotive press.
I have heard that they have not been insults, but they have been carefully worded jabs.
How about this one from CNBC?
Mm-hmm. Oh, is it from an insider that says,
This place blows.
No, I think the insider is much happier now, although they did say everybody wanted to keep the Hemi, and that Tavares was allegedly the only person who wanted to kill it. Yeah, what they said.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it seems like the Hemi V8 being discontinued is like, seems like the major storyline, right? Like the major turning point. It's the one thing that just caused a visceral reaction from every one of their in their fan base. It was like, whoa!
I mean, look, it was selling like hotcakes. It's really what invigorated the brand and the Dodge brand, right? And then they unplug it from the wall, just out, over. I mean, literally instantly, everyone's like, nope, I'm done with these brands.
Yep.
And how many people bailed from Ram to go to Ford or whatever?
I don't think that's quite happened yet because we don't know. The new truck's been out for 5 minutes, and the heavy duties are just now being talked about. Mm-hmm. Although we're under embargo, so we can't share everything that we know. Although,
Embargo.
If you go back a little ways, a few weeks ago, where we broke news, I will say we are basically 100% right, based on what I know.
I love the fact that there were 2 or 3 dudes on the Cummins groups on Facebook. They were like, these guys are full of crap. They don't know what you're talking about. They're not getting rid of the grid heater. It's just a podcast trying to get more listeners. I was like,
stand by, sucker.
Oh, my God, really?
And then it's like, oh, those guys know what they're talking about. Mm-hmm. It's funny, if you look at our downloads, there's like a slow ramp. Like it was a really good first day. And then a bunch of news outlets started like reporting. I think our friend Andre at TFL Truck.
Yeah.
But there's like 4 or 5 other ones. They're like Truck Podcast out new Cummins.
Yeah, there was
right?
like Auto something.
There was a
There
bunch
was
of them.
two or three English ones that got us to it.
So then you just start seeing like the slow ramp, like our downloads didn't die this week. They just kind of went like, yeah, we're not done yet.
Yeah,
There's more
normally
people.
you guys probably don't know our
there's a
stats.
huge-
But
there's
we
a
got a
huge-
big spike
yeah.
on Monday because that's when the new
And then
episodes
it
drop.
basically goes 50%, and then 50% of that, and then we drop the next one, and it goes spikes again, and it's like 50%. This one was like 100%, 120%, 79%, right? Like it just, the curve was like it was like a mountain range rather than just like a slope that dropped off.
Yeah.
But I will say, the best part about that is everybody listens on Monday. Like everybody's like, I know, I get it. It's a holiday. We're late. We try and get up on holidays anyway. You guys are like, well, I don't know my podcast. I'm like, take the day off. We tried. It doesn't really work.
No, they don't care.
Anyway, so if Tavares was the actual last line of...
Do we think, is he just taking the heat, or do you actually believe that he's the one that towed the line for getting rid of the V8? Like,
No, I think he's the one that pushed the big red dump the Hemi button. I think he wanted to, quote unquote, clean up Stellantis emissions and wanted to be a quote unquote clean EV company. And it kind of sucks because they're slow rolling the death of the Hemi because the EVs aren't ready yet. Right? I mean, the Ram is delayed, the Charger is delayed. It's kind of like, maybe you should have hung on that one more year. But here's what I'm curious about. Oh, let's do this. Hey, Lightning, have you heard?
No.
Here's the thing. The Hellcat everything guy is back. Tim Kuniskis. So he was the guy that dropped a
lot of celebration the last couple days.
Huge. Enthusiasts are jazzed. Why? Because he's the one that did the Hellcat and the red eyes and did all that stuff at Dodge. Then he was at Jeep for a little bit, and he's the one who did the 392.
Yeah. He was the last call guy, and the last call guy.
He was the dude that drug his nails and feet. I'm going to honor the enthusiast, but let me put it this way. He's not anti the future, and he was embracing the future, but he's going to go, I'm going to give you guys your last hurrah, because I get it. I love you guys. We have cool stuff coming. Anyway, about 7-8 months ago, he quote unquote retired. Don't know if that was totally his doing.
And we thought he was pushed out. We were guessing. We had no information. Yeah, of course.
But he is now back, and it has been announced that he is the new CEO of the Ram brand. And I have it on good authority that there are some people within the walls that are extremely, extremely happy. And I think there were a bunch of fist bumps and high fives. And here's my thing. Clearly being gone 6 months is a fairly long time in a 2-year vehicle development cycle. Some stuff he's going to inherit that he started, and some stuff he's going to inherit that he had nothing to do with, that he's like, I told those guys not to do that, right?
He's going to have to fix.
That he's going to have to fix.
Yeah.
But there's so many rumors online now with people going, does that mean the V8's not dead now? Now, I'm not going to say that.
Well, look, dude, I was on the TRX groups, as I was telling you before the show started, and they're like, oh, the V8's going to come back on the Red Eye edition. And I don't know. Like, once they might have turned that chapter, right?
Well, they might have turned that assembly line off. I don't know where all the pieces. And the Hemi's been around a long time. I think the bolder play is to match General Motors, who has said we're investing in a 6th generation small block, and makes me wonder, could you see a 5.2 liter Hemi return? Push rod, downsized a little bit. You can still make a bigger size, but more emissions friendly. Is that a possibility? Maybe. I don't know. I know nothing. I do know.
Isn't it weird that we were talking diesel on the last episode, or 2 episodes ago, about the Cummins getting a larger displacement going into 26, 27, whatever, right? Going to like a 7.1, 2, 3, 8 liter, whatever. And we talked about the fact that everyone is guessing that the new Duramax is also going to be a 7 liter, 8 liter. Yeah. And the reason that you do that is because larger displacement, cylinder pressure goes down, right? Cylinder pressure goes down, less emissions. Now, with the gas, though, it's opposite.
Right.
Gas, you want a smaller displacement. It's just very interesting hard to wrap your head around.
So if it's a 5.7 now, and you took today's technology, maybe direct injected, maybe you still made it a quote unquote Hemi pushrod, V8. And you made it a 318, which is a classic 5.2 liter, Dodge, quote unquote, Ram engine, right? Could you make it more powerful than the older Hemi platform that exists today? Could that be the basis? Could you match General Motors? Because General Motors, again, doing 6th generation small block, guess what? It's also a push rod. So I think the precedent has been set. I think a guy like Kuniskis goes in and says, I need this if you want Ram to be successful. I need this development. Whether he gets it or not, I don't know if he has that much juice with the Europeans.
Well, his title is CEO, which is curious.
Well, in the past, some of the brand people who have run the brands haven't had CEO. They've had head of brand or senior vice president, SVP. He has CEO. So I don't know. I can't remember if it was CEO before or if he was head. I think he was head of brand before. And I don't know any inside info. I do know Tim, not great, but had done some cool things with him. Great guy in person. If I were him, I would have walked in and go, CEO is my new title. You need me, and this is what it's going to take. So if he did that, good for him.
Yeah.
I'm just saying from an enthusiast standpoint, anybody who's been doubting Ram, Stellantis.
And it's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people. The direction, I think there's a collective sigh of relief. If not completely thrilled, at least are cautiously optimistic that he's going to put the right people in play. Because there are still a lot of great people at the brand. He's got a lot of
that brand.
ideas.
I can't speak to. I don't know anyone inside, but a lot of the feeling I get from the people that work in and around Ram is that there are a lot of enthusiasts in the brand. You could speak to that better than I, but looking at Facebook and guys like, I work at Ram, and every once in a while one will drop into the group, and you can tell by their thread that they truly are like
but you have to
car
remember,
geeks.
they have a chip on their shoulder because they've always been number 3. They've always been the underdog. And there's something with that scrappy innovation, the way they look at things differently, the way they're empowered to look at things differently. So let's hope that continues. It's a new chapter for Ram. There's a lot of product on the horizon. We've got the redesigned Hurricane-powered 1500. We've got the EV. We've got the extended range EV. We've got the new heavy duties. We've got a mid-sized truck coming apparently too. So there's a lot of great stuff. So don't count Ram out just yet. I think the right guy's at the top, and we'll see what happens.
All right.
Hey, Lightning, have you heard?
Oh, by the way, that was GM and Ford when they got the news the team was back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I was at the LA Auto Show, and they had...
You don't say.
I was there. And they had the new Cadillac Escalade sitting there. That one that has the 48-inch A-pillar to A-pillar screen.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's a nice looking, SUV still. It's cool.
Was this the one with the supercharger that's like $180,000?
No, this was what I don't think this was a V. That doesn't matter.
Okay.
It was the point is it was there. And you look at it and you're like, modern looking, nice SUV. And then you turn to your left and you're like, holy crap, what's that? So they had the Cadillac Escalade IQ, which is based basically on the Ultium Hummer battery electric platform. It's the all EV. It freaking dwarfs the regular Escalade. It's massive.
So wait a minute. This is not the Escalade ESV, right? Because that's a long one, right? You got the Escalade, and which is like built on the Tahoe platform, whatever that is, and then you have the Escalade ES. Well, it used to be called the ESV. I don't know what it's called now. The longer one, the Suburban, basically.
Right.
Right.
All right, so it's the Cadillac Escalade IQ, and it's freaking huge. Now, when you see it in pictures...
Yeah, it looks normally... It kind of looks mid... You know what? In this photo reminds me of a Kia Telluride. Not the looks necessarily, but the shape from this distance.
When you see it in person,
it's massive?
It's huge,
really?
And it's very imposing. And the price has just been announced, $129,990 for the entry-level model. I mean,
all right.
So, and then it goes up to $150,490 for the Sport 2.
Oh my God, Luxury 2 is $449,900 and Sport 2 is $150,000. Holy crap!
Yeah, no, it's nuts. So, this battery capacity is in excess of 200 kilowatt hours. So, GM says a range of 460, which is crazy. And the dual motor setup will be about 750 horsepower and up to 785 pound-feet of torque when it's in the Velocity Max drive mode. And just for example, the 200 kilowatt hours is like, let's see. So for perspective, the F-150 Lightning's extended range battery, 131. So basically, that ends up being 200,000 amp hours, and I'll just here.
Wait. Let me say the 200,000 amp hours.
yeah.
The battery that I just got from Mossasauer Power, they just donated a battery to me so I could try it out in my wife's golf cart.
Okay.
It is 105 amp hours.
The
105 amp hours, and you're saying this is 200,000 amp hours?
because it's 200 kilowatt hours times 1,000 to get amp hours. In my Wrangler in the back, the battery that runs my fridge and all the house battery, 60 amp hours.
Yeah, so that's 60. The golf cart's 105, and this Cadillac Escalade is 200,000.
That's a lot, dude. Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
So
Wait
anyway,
till one of those lights on fire.
so they tell us that it'll be able to charge at more than 350 kilowatts an hour. So that's pretty fast. All right, moving right along. Hey, Lightning, have you heard?
No.
This one's for you. Did you hear about the Ford Mustang GTD setting a Nürburgring record for the fastest American car ever?
So I saw a story about it, and I tried to muster some interest to read it, and I
Nothing?
couldn't. No.
Sub 7, dude. 6 minutes and 57.685 seconds.
Super, super fast.
It's
Scroll
the-
down and let me see a photo of it again. It didn't look...
Production car.
Yeah.
And it is, I think they said only the 5th or 7th car to ever break 7 minutes.
Okay. I take that back. It is super rad looking. I was thinking of something else. That car is super cool looking.
The previous car that had the American record was the Dodge Viper ACR, which was a beast. And this beats that by 4.3 seconds, which is a freaking lot. According to Ford, it was one of 6 production sports cars to ever break the 7-minute barrier.
Have you ever been on the Nürburgring?
I've never been to Germany.
I have been to the Nürburgring, and it was 4 of us and a Mercedes S430. We wanted an AMG, and we couldn't rent one. It was gone, so we had to settle for an S430. We had 4 big dudes. I was the smallest one in the car, and I'm 200 pounds.
Easy.
Actually, I weigh 212. That's what I weigh today. And I was probably 212 when I went in there. I actually might have been a little thinner. My buddy Roland Gray from H&R, I love him to death, but he's much bigger than I am. So anyway,
It was like a helicopter where you had to balance out your seating positions in the car?
we kind of did, actually. Yeah. He was co-pilot. And I forget the guy's name, but from Evo Motorsports, he was the driver, and he was a really good driver. And so it was the craziest thing. You go to the Nürburgring. It's 18 miles, I believe, thereabouts. You get a token out of a vending machine. You drive up, you put the token, and the arm goes up, and you go, and you're on a racetrack. And you can literally take anything you want. You don't need a roll cage. You don't need. We took an S430 that was a rental on this thing, and we're being passed by street bikes and Porsches and everything else, and it's freaking insane. You'd never have anything like that in America. A bike passed us like we were sitting still, and then about 3-4 minutes later,
It passed you again?
Nope. We caught up to him, and he had laid it down. He had low-sided and slid into a hill. He was fine. He was walking. If you ever go to Germany and you can go to Nürburgring, you can just take a car on it. Like anyone can do it, as far as I understand. So we just went on it like you're getting on an on-ramp to a freeway. Yeah, it's cool. The one thing I wish I would have done is the BMW M5 taxi. So for I don't know how much it is, like $150 or something like that. You pay a professional driver to get in a yellow and black checkered BMW M5, and they haul ass around it. And I hear that is absolutely amazing.
Just to, I know we don't like to go too far into exotics. Oh, wait, yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
The Mustang GTD lap time beat the Lamborghini Aventador Super Veloce, the Ferrari 296 GTB, and it matches the Porsche 918 Spyder.
Now, wait a minute. Aren't some of those cars that you just mentioned four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive? Because you would think that an all-wheel... I don't expect you to have that answer, but I'm just saying, you would expect an all-wheel drive because Mustang's rear wheel, is it not?
Uh-huh.
So that's crazy.
Listen, I don't dabble in the car. I just go, that's cool. I will
it is cool.
show, and then I'm off to truck stuff.
We need
Anyway,
to call an expert.
So the fastest front engine production record is the Mercedes AMG GT Black Series, which did 6 minutes and 43 seconds back in 2020. And the current overall record is the Mercedes AMG 1 at 6:29.09. But Ford CEO Jim Farley said there's more for the GTD to give, and he says more laps are coming in 2025. He's not going to rest until he owns that racetrack. Pretty cool.
How many cars does Ford make? Go to the website right now. Tell
None.
me. Yeah.
Mustang and then the Mach-E electrics.
Isn't that the craziest thing?
In America, no cars.
I know.
Yep.
If you guys don't believe us, it will disturb you.
Even the
when you
GT's
go to
done now.
Ford.com, Ford.com. I went there yesterday. And I mentioned to someone in the office, like, oh, yeah, they don't. It came up a conversation like, Ford doesn't make cars anymore. He's like, oh, no, they have that. I go, look at the freaking website. I pulled it up, and there's one car on the website. And you go, wait, what? It really hits home when you see the webpage with one car.
They don't make cars. Don't believe us. Go to FordVehicles.com. Hey, Lightning, have you heard?
No.
Do we mention Tim Kaniskis is back at RIM?
Several times.
Okay. We should probably just mention that every time forever.
Okay.
The Pope got a new Pope-mobile. It's kind of cool.
Tell me it looks like the Wienermobile.
Check it out.
Oh, no. What is that? Is it a G-Wagon? What is that?
Well, yeah. So Mercedes has been building Pope-mobiles for a long time. So this is a
is that
white...
real? Because that looks like a toy.
No, it's awesome.
That actually is real.
Dude, there's something called the Pope-mobile. It's been around forever.
No. I know that there's a
G-Wagon.
real Pope-mobile, but
Right.
that one in the photo looks like a toy. Is that
So
real?
This is a two-door.
Okay.
Based on the new EV architecture.
Why does
And
the
it's-
back look like an old Bronco that you took the
No, it's because the
back
Pope
off?
sits up in it.
No, I know he does, but that interesting.
Why are you so obtuse?
Okay, go ahead.
Can we just finish the story? You're just mad that you don't have a Pope-mobile. Nobody's making a Lightning mobile.
I would quit my job and I would just cruise around in that.
Anyway, it's got a open air seating for Pope Francis, a height adjustable swivel chair, and a removable top to protect him from the elements. So it's all white, and then it's got it's all white, everything white, except for
the tires.
The floor in the back is red.
Yeah. Now wait a minute. Where's the
carpet.
bulletproof glass?
Well, I'm assuming that those panels can be put in. I didn't build the Pope-mobile.
You got it. There's no way that they would not put bulletproof glass on the sides. There's got to be a psycho that wants to nail the Pope, wouldn't you think?
Anyway, the new edition has a removable top that covers the front and top of the Pope seat from the element. Basically, the sides are open. I don't know if there's bulletproof glass, Lightning. Hopefully, nobody like you is stalking the Pope.
Okay.
But this would allow him to engage with Catholics from around the world, wherever he goes, and do some hand waving and meet the people. So this is all electric powertrain, and it's going to be.
I heard the Pope's going green.
Well, he has 579 horsepower and 859 pound-feet of torque now.
With a 116 kilowatt battery.
When it goes 5 miles an hour, that's a lot of power.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. Any other Pope
No.
quips you have?
No, I got nothing more for the Pope.
May you rot in hell. Hey, Lightning, have you heard?
No.
The Pope just announced that there is a seat in hell
for
full
me.
of brimstone.
Oh, okay.
Lightning, have you heard?
What? No.
No.
You might like this one. The 2025 Jeep Grand Wagoneer is now setting a new benchmark. And among the benchmarks is its new Macintosh MX 1375 reference entertainment system.
Tell me more.
So it's a state-of-the-art audio system that brings Macintosh's home audio technology to the Jeep. As you know, they've been partnered through the Grand Cherokee and the Grand Wagoneer for a few years now. And part of the issue inside a car is it's one of the most acoustically challenging environments. So the Macintosh MX1375 is engineered to deliver unmatched experience. It has 23 strategically placed speakers that surround every passenger with what they're calling crystal clear immersive sound. There is a 12-inch dual voice coil subwoofer that creates a quote-unquote deep resonant bass, ensuring that every beat, note, and vocal is faithfully reproduced. The system's 24-channel amplifier delivers an astounding 1,375 watts of power.
Now, I'll tell you why that's cool.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Most of that's going to be eaten up by the subs, but
What do you think? Do you think that makes our podcast sound better? Grand Wagoner? Probably not.
No, it's going to expose all of our
Flaws.
Flaws, yeah. Do you remember when Gary Bell was here from
Yep.
Audio Control?
I do.
And we were saying like, oh, all these systems. Like I was complaining that mine has 19 speakers in the Harman Kardon system.
Yep.
I said, but it just doesn't sound that good. He goes,
But remember, a lot of the systems too are built by 3 or 4 companies, and then they're licensed. The name is licensed
For
right?
sure.
I don't know if that's the case on yours, but on the Macintosh actually has a hand in developing this.
Sure. I think HK. No, I don't know on mine. Let's assume that they do. It doesn't matter. He was just saying like what they could do because so many speakers, very low wattage, right? So you've got maybe it's only a 5-watt speaker, 10-watt speaker,
Right.
When you get into the really good systems, they actually have, the speakers are like 50, 60-watt speakers. That's why you get so much more control over each driver. The more power the driver can handle, the more control it has. So that's going to be awesome sounding, and I wish that I could sit in one and listen.
If I get one with that system, I will drive it to your house.
Now, you know what's cool?
Let you
Look at the
immerse
video
yourself.
that you see there on the screen. They've got dual VU meters that look
you can-
like
you can-
analog. But
you can do that now. The Grand Cherokee with the Macintosh now, as well as the Grand Wagoneer, both have those now, which is one
Really?
of the things when they came out, they're like, hey, look, we're going to mimic the Macintosh. You watch the dials move around and stuff like that.
That's
MX
classic Macintosh.
Yes, and they wanted that. They wanted that classic Macintosh feel. So the MX1375 has a Macintosh app. You can actually control audio playback, adjusting the volume, tuning, and then of course see the blue meters for the sound levels. But the app makes it so there's some level of customization beyond like a normal vehicle. So, and the cool thing about it is the system not only has those cool illuminated Macintosh logos on the speakers, but the control knobs are metal. There's aluminum accents, a lot of high-end material, so it's not just like cheesy plastic and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. So yeah, I wouldn't mind listening to that.
Wish
on a road
they
trip.
would have had that as an option in the TRX. Would have been spendy. Do you know what this upgrade is? What it costs?
I do not have that information. I think it comes on the most expensive. I don't think you can order it by itself.
Gotcha.
I think you have to step up in the baller level. So if you got probably 130 grand burning in your pocket, you too can have one of the finest factory audio systems available today. Hey, Lighting, have you heard?
No.
We have all this great news about Ram and Tim Kuniskis.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to get everybody, get your head too giant because they just recalled 317,630 Ram trucks for brakes.
No.
So-
What for brakes?
It's
Why?
like 2 steps forward and 1 foot back.
What, like they don't work? What do you
Well,
mean? Be
the-
specific.
The hydraulic control unit,
Oh, it's all
there's a
hydraulic.
defect that could lead to
Yeah.
the failure of the anti-lock brake system, the electronic stability control, and traction control.
That's good, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no,
only if you
that's
want
not
to
good,
pretend what it's like to drive an old car. So these were all vehicles that were produced from April 1st, 2017 to December of 2018. Includes Ram 2500, 3500, 3500 chassis cab, and 4500, 5500.
Wait,
So-
go back up again. Did you see that? The 2500s, almost 200,000 of them affected. And the Ram 3500s, 73,000.
Yep.
Man, recalls got to be expensive.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of what slush fund do they put to the side for recalls?
There's a...
Do they have insurance for recalls? Like,
No, they're self-insured. Who would want to insure you for recalls?
I don't know.
I mean,
I'm
Ford
just
was
saying,
kind of the leader there for a while.
ouch. Owie.
Yeah. Hey, Lighting, have you heard?
No.
The 2025 Toyota 4Runner pricing has been announced, and it will start at $42,220, which is only $65 more expensive than the outgoing 2024 4Runner.
How do you feel about it? You like it?
Yeah, it's all right. I don't know. I'm not in love. Well, check this out.
I want to see it tone on tone because I do not like that that sand, that Sahara brown.
Yeah, they had that at the LA Auto Show.
I
Then they
know,
had a
with the
tone on
black
tone
fenders.
white one that was limited, and it looked okay.
I think all tone on tone, all black or all white or all one
Uh-huh.
color would look kind of cool. Yeah, but that two-tone thing, not doing it for me.
Well, if you want a 4-wheel drive Trail Hunter version or a TRD Pro, you will be spending $68,350 for a freaking 4Runner. Dude, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Do you remember when the aluminum F-150 came out and it was like 65 grand?
And we freaked.
It was like like that's a lot.
Yeah.
And now a 4Runner, jeez. And it only comes with a 4-cylinder.
Can you imagine being like 18, 20 years old and that like your aspirational vehicle is a 4Runner? Like you're not thinking, I want to buy a Lamborghini someday. I want to buy a 4Runner someday. Dad, someday I'm going to have a really good job and I'm going to get a 4Runner.
I thought for sure the Tacoma Trailhunter at $64,850 or the TRD Pro at $65,350 was pricey, but it's kind of in line with the GM trucks, like the AEV Bison editions. But dude, 68, like 70 for a midsize SUV.
No.
I get that. I get that I paid a lot more money than that for a Wrangler 392, but the 392 is special. That was limited production, and this is not. Like you'll be able to go buy one anyway. Buyer depending on the trim level, which is everything from SR5, TRD Sport, TRD Sport Premium, TRD Off-Road, TRD Off-Road Premium, Limited, Platinum, Trailhunter, TRD Pro.
It is bonkers they have. Wait, don't scroll down. How many is that? That's 8. That's 8?
9.
9. They have 9 different 4Runners.
Yep. And check this out. Depending on which trim you choose, buyers can pick from a base turbocharged 2.4-liter 4-cylinder. It makes 278 horsepower and 317 pound-feet of torque. If you bump up to the optional iForce Max, which is the hybrid, 326, 465.
I mean, that's decent.
24,
for sure.
All that, 24 miles per gallon on the highway. Like, it's good, but is it not like diesel good?
No. It's good looking. But yeah, it's a lot. $68,000 for
a lot of cheddar
for a 4Runner.
Hey, Lightning, have you heard?
You must be out of your mind.
No.
And filing under one last thing that will bum you out before we leave, the ancient Toyota Land Cruiser, the 70 series, you can get a manual gearbox again.
Wait, why is that going to bum me out?
Because you can't have a 70 series here.
Oh.
Remember they lost the V8 though? So no more 4.5-liter diesel. But you can get the 2.8-liter 4-cylinder diesel. That's 201 horsepower, 332 pound-feet. And apparently, you can get a 5-speed manual gearbox.
That's kind of cool.
So the 70 came way back in 1984. It's been updated slowly. It's a beloved vehicle in Australia, and I wish we could get it here because it is cool.
Oh, you can. You just have to wait 25 years.
That's right. Kind of like waiting for the end of this podcast.
The Truck Show Podcast is a production of Truck Famous LLC. This podcast was created by Sean Holman and Jay Tillis with production elements by DJ Omar Khan. If you like what you've heard, please open your Apple Podcast or Spotify app and give us a 5-star rating. And if you're a fan, there's no better way to show your support than by patronizing our sponsors. Some vehicles may have been harmed during the making of this podcast.